Welcome back, everybody. We are finally here. We got our technical issues sorted out, and we finally have DK King of Swing by PiePusher11. It's going to be an any percent run using Diddy Kong because Diddy won the incentive. So thank you, everyone who donated towards that. I'll be your host, Jaggerfox, for the next couple of runs, and coming up later, we're going to have some great games. We've got Shadow of the Colossus, Star Fox 64. Xenoblade, Sekiro, and right now, as I said, it's DK King of Swing, so please take it away, PiePusher.
Alright, hi everyone. I'm PiePusher11, and with me here I got Fry and Ryan. Help me out with commentary.
How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great night.
Yeah, so...
Your sudden silence is very reassuring.
Yeah, so this is DK King of Swing. It's, a DK spin-off game. It's a 2D platformer, but not in the way you expect. Like most 2D platformers are just like a run to the right sort of thing. But in this game, we're going to be mostly focusing on vertical climbing. So, yeah, I guess that's good enough of an introduction to get us started. We'll talk more as the run goes on. So, let's get started.
Yep, I'm ready when you are.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so,
have fun.
Thank you. So Diddy is kind of like the New Game Plus character of this game, so we're gonna... First of all, we're gonna skip the tutorial that we'd have to go through with DK.
That's the first major skip of the game. You hit start.
Right. So Diddy's also a bit of a hard mode. There's not going to be very many bananas that we get throughout this run. And bananas serve two very important purposes in the run. Number one, you can use 10 bananas to heal yourself off 1 heart. That's the only way you can heal. You don't get them back at the end of levels, you don't get them back even at the end of like beating a boss or anything. And number 2, we can use bananas to do what we call a banana boost, which puts you in this powered up state for about 10 seconds, where you go fast, and you're invincible, and you can make really high jumps that you normally wouldn't be able to. The DK run does a lot more banana boosting than the Diddy run does. And in fact, for marathon safety, I might have to skip over that banana boost.
Yeah, for Diddy, it's very difficult to grind up or get a bunch of bananas because they're usually only found in enemies or crates that you have to spend time to charge up an attack and, opening the crate or defeating the enemy. So a lot of Diddy percent runs involve using his extra jump height to get you in places that maybe DK can't quite reach.
Yeah, so in addition to DK having a lot more bananas, the advantage Diddy has is that he's a lot floatier, so he can make a lot bigger jumps that DK wouldn't be able to make. And overall, his gameplay is a little bit faster.
Yeah, one great thing about Diddy mode is that because he has that extra height and jumps, and the lack of bananas, although you're playing the same game with different characters, it does feel like a different run. You also have to look out for different problems, but before I explain that, I think Pie can talk about this boss fight coming up.
So this is our first boss, Kong Tazuma, and we can do a charge up attack on him, and I really want to get him to jump over to the right here because he normally takes 6 jumps after every time he gets hit. But if he goes right up against the wall, he'll only take 3 jumps per cycle, which saves about 8 seconds over doing the fight normally. So that's a nice little time save right there. And with that, we're going to be moving on to World 2.
Yeah, for some reason, whenever he bumps into the wall, it kind of resets his little hop cycles. Just saves us some extra time.
So, Cactus Woods 2 here, or I guess Screen 2 with Cactus Woods here, we're going to be starting to build up our banana count. There's a couple quick barrels with 5 bananas in them. So we're going to take that to our advantage. We don't get a ton of opportunities to build up our banana count with Diddy, so we can really want to take every opportunity we can.
Yeah, Another difference about Diddy is that his, as you saw Pie did there, he did a little charge attack. Diddy's charge up attack does not go as far as Donkey Kong does, which ultimately in the speedrun isn't that significant. However, there are small points where it can affect, you know, certain positioning, especially if you're very used to Donkey Kong.
So these cranks we can use to go along that track, but because Diddy's so floaty, if you do a precise jump off of that crank, you can actually just make it straight up to the top. And we're also going to be skipping these cranks here. They're supposed to be making platforms appear, but we can just jump up to the top without really needing them too much.
So one optimization that has really been developed throughout the lifespan of this game as a speed game is grab release, which as you can see, when Pie grabs onto a pegboard, he wants to try to let go as immediately as possible, because I mean, if you think about it, the longer that you're holding onto a peg, the more time you spend grabbing, not swinging. So you want to be able to grab and let go as soon as possible. So what a lot of King of Swing runners opt to do is, especially if you're using the Wii U Virtual Console port of this game, you can remap the buttons to the face buttons so that you can let go of the button a lot quicker.
Yeah, so the game uses L and R to control your hands, but the Wii U lets you remap buttons, so I actually have it set to be on L and R and on X and Y, and just as a personal preference, I sort of switch between both for certain situations. The face buttons, for me, are a lot easier to tap release quicker than the shoulder buttons.
Yeah, there are even certain jumps and tricks in this game that require you to release grab almost immediately.
Yeah, so this is Fire Necky, and unfortunately I don't have 20 bananas to show off the banana boost. This guy has 7 health, and he spits these rocks at you and you have to throw them back at him. If you do banana boost, it's actually possible to get double hits and skip an entire cycle. So he has 7 health and he spits 6 rocks at you, which is really unfortunate because now I'm going to have to just sort of sit around for about 20 seconds until he gives me more ammo to work with.
Yeah, now would actually be a great time for donations if we haven't.
Yeah, if we got a couple of those, that would be great.
Unfortunately, we don't have any donations right now, but I'd just like to say it for anyone watching, if you'd like to participate in an event similar to BSG, we highly recommend checking out UKSG. UKSG is an event that's normally held in Glasgow, Scotland, 4 times a year. Currently also doing other events online, and submissions are open for the next UKSG, which will be in January. So yeah, if you'd like to help out a charity as well, play some games on stream, hang out with some cool people online, check that out as well. And it will be broadcast on the ESA channel as well, so you don't even have to go anywhere.
Awesome, sounds hype.
Oh yeah, it's great when you have like 30 people shoved in a really small hotel conference room. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I say that sarcastically. UKSG is so much fun to go to. I'm not even kidding. I'd like to go to a BSG as well, sometime in the future.
There's a different feeling getting that gamer sweat with others. But this level, Ship of Souls here, is actually one of the first pretty difficult levels in the run, I would say.
Yeah,
the second room coming up here is very difficult.
Now that we got into World 3, the game really starts to ramp up the difficulty. These ghosts, while you're holding on with both hands, they turn invisible and they can't hurt you. So I'm actually going to use that to my advantage in the third screen to let a ghost sort of pass through me by holding on with both hands here.
Yeah, this stage also shows one of the first major differences between Diddy and DK runs, because in DK runs, as we explained before, you have more bananas. You can just banana boost through all the ghosts and not really care about them. But in Diddy, we got to do things the hard way. Speaking of the hard way, we have a nice little skip coming up here. Was able to basically jump over the entirety of that first screen coming into this next room here.
Here we're sort of gonna skip all of screen 2 again by just sort of jumping on that barrel. You're supposed to break it and make some more pegboards appear, but that's slow.
We're not trying to go slow here. Kind of getting
not trying
a little here, but I like the adaptation after Pie got knocked around a little. He used the because Diddy is so floaty. Usually when he gets knocked up, his damage boost sends him really far. So he kind of used that to swing himself over to the right side to do a slightly different strat from what he normally does.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't get to do the banana boost and fire necky now. I kind of need that health.
See, that's the thing about Diddy runs. You because of the lack of bananas, you never know how the run is gonna go.
Yeah, so this is our first underwater level, and underwater physics are a little annoying. It's not too bad for the most part, but when you want to move horizontally, you really need to turn yourself like all the way horizontal. So that's one of the major differences with the underwater physics. And coming up right after this is our the boss of this world, Davy Bones, and the fight is also done underwater. He's gonna pop out from the side, and we're gonna try to swing around and grab his tail as he passes by me.
Yeah, he's gonna pog champ at us, and that's when we know he's gonna attack. And pog champ. But Pie can easily grab his tail, swing him around, and swing him into some spikes.
So
that is the name of the game, after all.
What you're supposed to do is actually do a charge attack into him while he's already out. But if you, his tail is always grabbable, so if we just grab it, okay. Well, we'll get to show off how we're supposed to fight this guy, I guess.
Wait, you're not just gonna grab the tail?
Not gonna grab the tail at all, apparently. That's alright.
Yeah. So, another unfortunate thing with water, one of the biggest time wasters in this game is simply just hang time, the air time that you get from falling. And underwater, that's really amplified, and you really kind of saw that in this boss fight here.
Yeah, and with Diddy too, compared to DK.
Oh yeah, because Diddy has just better, quote unquote, better air time. He really gets that big air bonus just chilling up there. But now we are up to the ice world, and in most platformers, you usually expect ice worlds to be one of the most annoying types of levels in the game. However, I would disagree. I believe a lot of the ice levels in this game are very fun, challenging in a very good way. What say you, Pie?
Absolutely, I love this world. It has my favorite level in the game, Ice Castle, coming up right after Raging Ravine here.
So I guess you guys just have a really ice time at it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know, man. That pun came across kind of cold. Are these puns distracting you, Pie? I hope you don't slip up.
Oh.
Anyway, we're moving it back to Ice Castle. This is one of the best levels in the game. So, Pie is going to go for a trick called the Tire Bounce right in this first room that in Diddy mode is quite free, as Diddy just jumps to the moon after every swing. But he was good to be able to get that one.
Yeah, so this, if you missed it, this level also does have these ice pegboards, which you can sort of slide around on, which is just such a cool mechanic. But since the idea of the speedrun is you really want to tap release as quick as you can on these, they don't really affect you too much unless you want them to.
So this is the second underwater level in the game.
And thankfully our last.
This underwater level is going to be a little more straightforward than the first one. In the first one, especially the second room with all the starfish, you kind of have to bob and weave around the placements of the enemies. In this one, there's just a couple of cranks and a couple of jumps that you have to do. However, I'm not sure, Pi, are you going for the jump in the next room?
No, only DK can make that one.
Only DK.
You need a banana boost.
Gotcha. So yeah, so once again, this level is going to be very straightforward. I don't know, Pi, are you good? Are we good for a donation?
Yeah, if you guys need to plug something, you got about a minute here.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I currently don't have any donations in, but did you miss a previous run? Make sure to check out YouTube if you get subscribed, because we have some cool, unique... Yeah, let me try that one again. Subscribe to our YouTube account, because we got some cool, unique content coming up. And generally, after a marathon, you will get one new video a day in your subscription feed, so that's cool.
Very nice.
And of course, we'd like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts other events across Europe, including UKSG, Hackathon, and more. Be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is coming live.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those plugs. I can't wait to check those out. And with a couple more swings, we are at the end of the world, about to face the ice boss, the sassiest Sasquatch of all. Sassy Squatch.
Yeah, so this is Sassy Squatch. I just love the names of the bosses in this game. It's great. Got Davy Bones, Sassy Squatch. Alright, so this guy is going to be chasing us up the mountain, and whenever we get the opportunity here, we need to toss these bombs back down into his mouth.
Fun fact, this boss is the host of one of 2 small bits of RNG in this game. Aside from this boss and one other level that Pi is going to have to remind me of.
Lockjaw Falls 2.
Yes. So aside from those 2 small bits of RNG blips, this game is essentially luck-free. So it is very good if you guys are considering, if you're checking this out and thinking, ooh, this is a lot of fun. Don't have to worry about RNG. At least not too much.
Yeah, every single screen in this game is just cycle-based from starting the screen. Not even from starting the level as a whole, starting that individual screen. So that's one thing that's really cool about runs of this game.
Yeah, but the problem is, if you don't have RNG in your run, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Get good.
That's why I only run RPGs, because I don't do anything wrong. The game is just bad.
Well, you don't get to be the king of swing through luck, I guess.
Alright, so we're moving on to the last world here. We're gonna go storm K. Rool's airship. We gotta ride his booster barrel up to it, and yeah, every other world in this game is completely sort of non-linear in how you can approach the levels in any order, but this world we have to do it in order.
Yeah, this world also combines some of the toughest platforming that introduced in the game. One very good thing about this game, casual and speedrun, is that essentially every level brings out something new, and it always throws something fresh at you. However, with the last world, it's kind of a cultivation of all the difficult challenges that you've seen along the way, tied in a neat little bow here at the end. So it's always exciting to see a run get this far, and it's always exciting to see when people blast through these last few levels.
Yeah, so 2 more standard levels left, hull and engine. These are really the sort of final challenge here. There's a pretty tough skip in Engine 1 coming up.
Oh yeah, Engine 1 has gone through a long history of strange tricks and jumps and skips and memes. It's been an adventure. But with some precise platforming through this level, sick shot with the rock, by the way, hitting the very bottom.
I didn't think that was gonna make it. I went to spin around again because I thought I missed.
But with the break of that barrel, we are walking into the last level of the game, and quite debatably the hardest challenge in the game, engine.
Yeah, so these question mark barrels,
away.
there's these question mark barrels here. Normally they just make pegboards appear or something when you break them, but in this case they make another one appear, and another one, and another one, and you're supposed to go like all over the entire screen, but instead we're just gonna take a damage boost off of the spike and jump all the way up because Diddy's very light and he can make the jump. And now we're on the final challenge, these Engine 2, probably the hardest screen in the entire game. These very erratic moving single pegs are very difficult to deal with. But we did it.
Excellent job.
And that was a nice little skip there to skip from the left side over to the middle, and now we're moving on to the final boss, so get ready on time in about 1 minute from here.
Yeah, time is going to happen when Pi defeats K. Rool and collects the last gold medal. That will be time. So first, we're going to start off with a quick race to the finish, climbing up. If I don't know, man. If you just climb fast, you win.
Yep, and the second phase is an attack battle where we charge up our attacks, and we need to get hits on him while he's not attacking us. He has very similar movement and stuff to what we do.
With one more hit,
and
his fate shall be sealed.
And time. Alright, and that was DK King of Swing. I hope everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, GG, well done. I enjoyed watching it from this side. Your final time was 20 minutes, 26 seconds, it looks like.
Not too bad.
Yeah. GG's.
Yeah, well done. It was a very solid looking run.
Yeah, for those talking in chat here that I'm seeing, this is part of a kind of a two-part spin-off series. I see people talking about the DS version. This one is the one on GBA, King of Swing. The one on the DS is called Jungle Climber.
Yeah, so if you're interested in speedruns of King of Swing, of Jungle Climber, of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat on the GameCube, we have a DK spin-off speedrunning Discord. Can I post a link to that? Is that cool?
Yeah, actually you can post it in the chat. Maybe. I'm not sure about the block, what's blocked and what isn't. Maybe just tell people that I'm sure there are links on speedrun.com.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, the best place to go for Discord links generally is Discord, because a lot of communities will have their links on speedrun.com.
Sure. Yeah. So I think this is a great game to get into as a speed game. It's as we said, there's very little RNG in the entire run. It's nice and short at around 20 minutes. So if you like what you see, maybe come try it out.
It also gives a unique experience, as Pi mentioned in the beginning of the run. It's not like a walking side-scroller from left to right. You're climbing, going up, down, all around. You're doing, it's not your typical side-scroller. So even if you're just looking to try your hand at it, always give it a shot.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of an interesting puzzle platformer.
Yeah, definitely. And
all right, well, any shout-outs you guys want to make before we head off?
I think that was basically it. I just.
All right then. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the run. It was very cool to see you again. Coming up next, guys, we've got Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics, to continue our little Nintendo block we got going at the moment. Stay tuned. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you very much for watching.